All right, get ready because today we're going deep on how to build a team that wins.
A winning team.
We're talking Blair Singers, the ABCs of building a winning business team.
Oh, yeah.
Those legendary teams that just seem to crush it. We're going to figure out what their secrets are.
Yeah, Singer's got some interesting ideas. Like, he goes beyond just the basic tips about teamwork.
Right.
And he gets to the, core values that really can make a team, unstoppable.
He talks about this idea of a code of honor for your team.
Right.
And it's not just like some cheesy motivational poster, right?
Right.
It's about creating this set of principles that everyone on the team uses to guide, every decision, every interaction.
It's like their DNA.
Yeah.
Like their internal compass.
It's so powerful.
Yeah, and it keeps them focused even when things get tough.
It's like, think about that incredible comeback the Ohio State football team had against Miami in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
Everyone thought they were done, but they had this belief system, this commitment to each other that let them pull off this amazing victory.
Well, and Singer says that a code of honor is what fuels that kind of resilience.
Yes.
He even gives an example from his high school cross-country team. They weren't the fastest runners,
Okay.
but their code was all about supporting each other no matter what and pushing each other to the finish line.
So it's not just about raw talent.
Right.
It's something deeper, like a bond.
Totally. It's about tapping into a strength that's bigger than all of them put together.
So how do we create this for our own teams?
Well, Singer says involve everyone.
Okay.
Get everyone in on it.
Got it.
It can't be like, the boss just says, this is what we're doing.
Right.
Everyone needs to feel ownership of it.
So it's like everyone on the team is an architect, like we're all designing this blueprint.
Exactly. And just like any good blueprint, it has to be clear, specific, and address the real problems that come up, the things that trip you up.
There are always those recurring issues.
Yeah.
Those are the things the code can really help with.
Totally.
Singer gives this example of a surgical team that's trying to define what being on time means.
Oh, interesting.
And it seems simple at first, but then you realize, some people think it just means clocking in,
Oh, wow.
while others think it means being totally ready to operate.
Big difference.
Huge. Can you imagine if they hadn't figured that out beforehand?
Yeah. Yikes.
You have to define what each value means, how it's actually put into action.
Definitely. Otherwise, you're just going to end up frustrated later on.
Okay, so let's say we've got our code written out. How do we make it a real part of how the team operates?
That's where calling it comes in.
Okay.
You have to be able to hold each other accountable
Yeah.
when somebody's not lining up with the code.
You need to be able to say something.
Yeah, but it's not about being mean or anything.
Right.
It's about reminding each other that we're all in this together.
It's like that friend who calls you out when you're messing up, but they do it because they care about you.
Exact.
Not to make you feel bad,
Yeah.
but to help you get back on track.
It's all about reinforcing those shared values.
Singer actually tells this story about two Samoan warehouse workers who went out of their way to help their colleague get to work on time because that was part of their team code.
Wow.
And it wasn't to be mean. It was to show their commitment and remind their friend that they were there to support him.
That's a really powerful example of how accountability done right can actually build trust.
Right. And it strengthens relationships rather than tearing them down.
Definitely.
And this responsibility to each other, it goes beyond just the team itself.
Oh, absolutely.
Singer says that the code of honor, it has this ripple effect that impacts the whole community, even the world.
Think about companies that are known for their ethics.
Yeah.
Like J.M. Smucker & Co. They've built their whole brand on integrity and treating people right. And it's in everything they do, like how they treat their employees, how they get their ingredients.
Or a company like Ben & Jerry's.
Yes.
They take a really strong stance on social justice issues, and they've made those values part of how they do business. It shows a company can be profitable
Right.
and principled.
And I think it's really powerful. It makes the team's purpose bigger than just making money or hitting goals.
For sure.
It's about making decisions that have a positive impact on the world around them.
So where does leadership fit into all of this?
Leadership. Oh, it's crucial.
Yeah.
Especially when things get tough,
Yeah, because every team's going to hit some rough patches.
Yeah.
That's how you deal with those challenges that shows what you're really made of.
Exactly. And a good leader, a strong leader, steps up in those moments.
Yeah.
They don't just talk about the code of honor, they live it.
They embody it.
Yes. They make those tough decisions.
Yeah.
They hold people accountable, and they never let go of those core values.
Even when it would be easier to just look the other way.
Right.
It's like they're the captain of the ship.
Yes.
Steering the team through the storm, making sure everyone keeps their eyes on the destination.
And Singer says that pressure, if you use it the right way, can actually help you grow.
Okay.
Both as individuals and as a team.
It's like, you know how coal turns into a diamond under pressure.
Yes.
The intensity actually makes it stronger and more valuable.
It's not about avoiding the pressure. It's about using it to push you forward.
That brings us to another crucial piece of building a championship team. Trust, loyalty, and accountability.
Big ones, yeah.
Big ones.
Okay, so we were talking about trust, loyalty, and accountability.
Those are the big ones.
Yeah, they're like the foundation of a high-performing team, you know?
Absolutely. But how do we build those things? Are they just like lucky accidents, or can we actually create them?
Well, Singer says they're not accidents at all. They come from putting in the work, from having the right strategies.
I like that.
And it all starts with each person being accountable.
To themselves.
Yeah. He even says we should ask ourselves, am I really accountable to my own goals, to my own commitments?
It's like you can't expect your team to be accountable if you're not even accountable to yourself.
Right. Like you got to walk the walk.
Okay, so individual accountability first.
Yes. And then once you have that, you can start putting systems in place to track progress and keep each other on track.
So how do we do that?
Well, Simmer's a big fan of statistics.
Numbers.
Yeah. He says, you can't improve what you don't measure, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, staring at spreadsheets can be so boring.
Right. How do you make it fun?
He says to make it a game.
A game.
Yeah, remember that story he told about the investment banking team?
Oh, yeah.
They turned their progress tracking into, like, a competition, and their sales went way up.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's about finding those creative ways to motivate people.
To tap into that competitive spirit.
Totally.
So it's not about, like, micromanaging everyone.
No.
Or being super strict.
It's about giving people the tools and the drive to want to improve.
To be their best.
Yeah.
So we've got the statistics part. What else?
Well, then you got to have those regular check-ins.
Like meetings.
Exactly. Singer says to set aside time for everyone to get together, go over how things are going, celebrate the wins, but also to talk about what needs work.
It's like those after-action reviews the military does, right?
Yeah.
It's not about blaming anyone. It's about learning from what happened.
Yes, exactly.
So the team can keep getting better.
And it's in those moments of honesty and open communication, that's when the code of honor really comes to life.
You know, it's like it becomes the structure for how you give and receive feedback.
Yeah.
And how you deal with disagreements.
And it keeps everyone on the same page.
I'm seeing how it all fits together now.
Me too.
The code, individual accountability, tracking progress, check-ins.
It all builds that trust and loyalty.
It creates a high-performing team.
Exactly. And here's the really interesting thing. Singer says that it's the tough times, the moments when the team is really tested.
Yeah.
Those are the moments when that trust and loyalty really get forged.
It's like they say, you don't know someone until you've been through a storm with them.
Exactly. He even says that we should be looking for those challenges, those moments that make us uncomfortable.
Okay.
Because that's where the real growth happens.
So not pretending everything's perfect all the time.
No. It's about knowing there will be hard times, there will be setbacks, and how you get through them together, that's what really matters.
That's what defines the team.
Yeah, and that shared experience, going through those tough times together, that's what builds a bond that can't be broken.
It's like, hey, we went through that crazy thing together, we had each other's backs, we learned from it, and we're stronger now because of it.
And that kind of team, that's the team that can achieve anything.
Right.
They trust each other completely.
They know they can count on each other.
They're not just individuals working towards a goal.
They're unstoppable.
They're a force to be reckoned with.
So it's not just about winning.
No.
It's about the journey.
Yes.
The struggles.
Those ups and downs.
What binds you together.
What makes you stronger.
You said that beautifully.
Ah, thanks.
That's really what Singer's getting at, right?
I think so.
Building a winning team isn't just about tactics or whatever. It's about creating a culture.
Where people feel valued.
Supported.
Yeah. Challenged to grow.
All right. We've talked about defining the code, setting up accountability, embracing those tough times.
Lots of good stuff.
What else does Singer have for us when it comes to building these championship teams?
Well, he talks about the importance of playing to people's strengths.
Okay.
And I know we touched on this a little earlier,
Yeah.
but it's worth really diving into.
Yeah, I think it's easy to get caught up in trying to fix people's weaknesses
Oh, totally.
instead of focusing on what they're really good at.
Singer says a strong team is like a tapestry. You know, it's made up of all these different talents and abilities.
Okay.
And everyone's playing to their strengths.
And supporting each other's growth.
Exactly. It's like, imagine Shaquille O'Neal trying to play hockey.
Oh, my God.
I mean, he's an amazing athlete, but put him on the ice and it's not going to work.
Right.
It just shows that you got to put people in the right positions for them to succeed.
You got to figure out what their strengths are.
Yeah, you got to really understand each person on your team.
What motivates them, what they're good at.
What they want to achieve.
You have to have those conversations and ask the right questions.
Totally.
A team is more than just a set of skills.
Right.
It's a whole bunch of talents and perspectives that you have to orchestrate correctly.
To create something amazing.
And Singer actually gives some advice on how to figure out those hidden talents on your team.
Oh, yeah.
He suggests those one-on-one meetings, asking open-ended questions, and creating opportunities for people to get outside their comfort zone.
To try new things.
Exactly.
That's how you learn.
It's about building a culture of experimentation.
And learning. Always learning.
Where people feel safe to take risks.
Because everyone has something valuable to contribute.
I love that. Even if you don't see it right away.
You never know where those hidden talents are.
Those unique perspectives.
Sometimes those are the things that make the biggest difference.
You got to embrace those individual quirks and differences.
Because that diversity makes a team truly strong.
It's about creating an environment where everyone feels valued and respected.
No matter what their role is.
Like they belong here, their contributions matter.
Yes, and that's what makes people invested in the team's success.
They're not just showing up for the paycheck.
They believe in something bigger.
It's like when you're part of a winning team.
Yeah.
That feeling of camaraderie, of accomplishment.
It goes beyond just you. It becomes something bigger.
And Singer says that this shared purpose is so important for getting through those tough times.
For sure.
Every team, every business, every family faces challenges.
Yeah.
It's how you respond to them that really matters.
It shows what you're made of. And that's where the code of honor really becomes more than just rules on a page. It's what guides you.
Your North Star.
Yes. It helps you get through those storms.
It's about knowing that you're all in it together.
And that you'll support each other no matter what.
It's about knowing that challenges are opportunities for growth.
That those hard times, they make you stronger as a team.
Singer even says we should embrace the pressure. That the tough moments are where real change happens.
He uses that analogy of the coal turning into a diamond.
Oh, yeah.
It needs that intense pressure to really become something amazing.
It's like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
We need those challenges to push us and help us discover what we're really capable of.
It's beautiful to see that transformation happen.
It is.
When a group of people really comes together.
Into a true team.
Singer gives some good advice on how to build that sense of unity and resilience, too.
Oh, yeah.
He talks about open and honest communication.
That's so important.
Regular feedback, and being willing to learn from your mistakes.
It's about creating a safe space for people to share their ideas and their concerns.
Without being judged.
Exactly.
And to know that mistakes are going to happen.
It's part of the process.
Everyone's learning and growing.
You got to be able to experiment and learn from those experiences.
Both the good and the bad.
It's about always trying to get better.
Both individually and as a team.
And that's how you achieve amazing things.
Man, we've really dug into this stuff. Singer has given us a lot to think about when it comes to building a team that really excels.
He really has. And, he keeps saying it's not just about hitting those external targets. It's about creating this culture, this way of being that really affects everything the team does.
You're right. It's like he's saying you don't just build a winning team, you grow it. And that growth happens like on a personal level and as a whole group.
And a big part of that growth is something he calls constructive discontent.
Okay. Interesting name. What is that?
It's the idea that the best teams are never satisfied with just, staying where they are.
They always want to get better.
Yeah. They're always pushing their boundaries, trying to improve.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If you get too comfortable, you can get complacent.
Exactly. It's easy to think, okay, we've made it, and then just stop trying.
You just kind of coast.
But Singer says the best teams keep that little bit of, dissatisfaction.
Not in a bad way, though, right?
No, not beating yourself up.
Right.
It's more like this drive that keeps them learning and growing.
It's like that passion to be excellent at what you do.
Yeah. And it's not just each person wanting to be better. It's about the whole team pushing each other to be their best.
It's like a rising tide lifts all boats.
Right. Singer says great teams are built on respect, support, and everyone wanting to see each other succeed.
We're all in this together. We all win together.
Exactly. He even says we should see our teammates' wins as our own wins.
I like that.
Celebrate each other's accomplishments and help each other out when things get tough.
It's about shared responsibility.
Yeah.
Everyone's invested in the team's success.
Exactly. It seems like Singer's approach is as much about personal growth and character as it is about the actual, techniques of teamwork.
I was just thinking that. He talks about the skills you need to succeed, but that's only part of it.
Right. The real magic happens when people focus on their character, their integrity, their resilience.
Their willingness to be part of something bigger than themselves.
Yes. He's saying if you want an amazing team, you need amazing people.
Build the people and the team will follow.
And he says that growth doesn't just happen. You have to work at it. Reflect on yourself. Challenge your own beliefs.
It's a conscious effort.
Definitely. And he says to find mentors, people you admire who have those qualities you want to develop.
To guide you.
Exactly. And remember, it's a journey, not a destination. You never just arrive, you keep growing.
Always learning and improving. Wow, this has been such an eye-opening deep dive. I feel like I've gotten a whole new understanding of what it means to build a winning team.
Me too. It's not just about hitting goals, it's about creating that culture of excellence, growing together, and believing in something bigger than yourselves.
It's about leaving a legacy.
Exactly. And I think Singer has given us a really solid plan for doing just that.
For building winning teams, but also for just living better lives in general.
That's a great point.
Well, this has been fantastic. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Blair Singer's wisdom on building championship teams.
It's been a pleasure. We hope you found some valuable insights here that you can use in your own lives and on your own teams.
Keep striving for excellence, keep supporting each other, and keep reaching for those goals.